Alright guys, who's ready to revisit a musty old temple? Yeah, I didn't think so. Anyway, way back when, before the bonus dungeons, we were in the Flying Fortress and we encountered this weird computer dome thing, which showed us the locations of the 4 crystal altars around the world, each one exerting an energy that converged all the way back here in the Chaos Temple. If you'll remember, this is actually the first dungeon we visited in the game, and where we defeated Garland. It's also where these bats are. Of course, back in the day they would only say scree scree, but if you'll remember, the Lufane actually told us of 5 warriors they sent that were eventually cursed. Well, these are those warriors, who are now going to be kind enough to tell us everything we need to know about the next dungeon. Okay, actually, I already went over this. You're late, guy, come on. Well, we can speak, but fuck all about turning back into humans. Alright guys, with this, we can now travel back in time, before any of this actually started. Well, one thing started, and that would be the time loop that we keep hearing about. So, let's do this! Here we are back in the Chaos Shrine of the past, 2,000 years ago. It was the best dungeon in the game, way long ago, apparently. It looks amazing, and I know it's a very, basic game, so it's not going to be the most amazing thing you'll ever see, but in terms of everything in the game, it really looks awesome. I love the way it looks, and of course, the music is, I don't want to use the word epic, but other synonyms aren't really doing anything for me. I'd use grand, but that doesn't quite fit the description. But regardless, the song is great. Of course, we can't hear it right now because we're fighting these guys, which we have fought before, and that's one thing about the Chaos Temple. There are a few new enemies strewn about here and there, but most of them are repeat enemies, meaning we should have an easy time with it. But other than that, I actually really do like the format of this area. Of course, that's also being interrupted by this purple worm, and now it won't be. So, I really like the format, even though it's very straightforward, especially compared to the other dungeons of the game, but I really like the layout. You'll see why in just a sec, but first we actually have to go into this room where nothing will happen. Totally, nothing will. Oh my god, it's a Death Eye, and he is actually just as weak as his cousin from the Ice Cavern. Now seriously, watch this. I don't even know why I'm trying to heal, because apparently I get that first turn for once. Neat. But yep. See? He's dead. That was easy. and we get fuck all for it. Anyway, want to see a magic trick? Wacha! We're over here. Anyway, let's just grab these real quick. I don't care if I don't need these. I'm going to pick them up anyway, because you know what? I don't want to leave chests behind. Anyway, remember that key item we got from Princess Sarah all the way back at the beginning of the game? The loot? Yeah, apparently they had you pick up a key item and then not use it for 90% of the game. I guess all this time Vince has just been learning how to play the Prelude, which comes in handy apparently because, well, he had to play it there to get rid of the block. Other than that, though, there's not really that much blocking the temple. I don't know why they put that there. I guess they just wanted you to talk to Princess Sarah, except if you didn't, you wouldn't know where to go at this point, because why would you think to go back to her? But anyway, this is why I actually like the temple, because basically, we go all the way to the top of it, and then we start descending. Why is that awesome? I don't know, I'm weird like that, but I just really like the format. There's just something neat about it, but again, it is very straightforward, and wait, really? Okay, the other dragons, they were weak, but these guys are like, geez, all the way back at what, Marsh Caverns, Earth Cave? That's man, they are really just lobbing weak guys at us. I mean, it's supposed to be the final dungeon, right? And yet we're seeing really, really easy enemies. They don't stand a chance against us. Of course, it was all earthen enemies. And we have earth elementals, too. I'm starting to sense a trend here. Wonder why that is. Ah, well, enemies here are easy, so whatever. So we might as well move on right here. Right, guys? Oh no, it's an encounter. Oh, it's Lich! He was hiding behind the pillars all along. Damn you! How did you manage to hide behind there? You're fucking gigantic. Anyway, yes, this is Lich at his full power, which really isn't that powerful. Yeah, he still doesn't have any earth moves. He didn't get Earthquake, but he still has an instant kill move. He also has Flare. So, I guess he's Lich of the I have miscellaneous moves, and I didn't really bother giving them any specific category. In addition, he also doesn't have any weakness other than Dia. He is still weak to Dia, though, but, he doesn't resist fire, but he's not weak to it either, so you can use fire on him, it just won't do as much as Dia, so if for some reason you pick that spell up, well, you can use it now. I don't know why you would, but, I mean, I guess you have a reason. No, you don't. You really don't. Especially since I can't even say even though he has Flare, because Flare isn't a threat at all. Like, we're just gonna sweep the floor with him. We're still at max health. What do you think about that, Lich? You're dying? Crumbling to dust? That's not a very good response. That tells me nothing. Come on, man. Criticism. What actual criticism? Well, anyway, that was easy. So, on to the next basement. Can I get an enemy encounter? No? You're really gonna do this to... Oh, there we go. And, of course, fire enemies. I'm pretty sure you can pick up the theme by now. So you can probably guess who we're going to be fighting next in terms of bosses, which leads me to my other problem with this dungeon. Well, actually, it's pretty much the same problem that I stated earlier. Lots of reused enemies. I can understand they wanted these floors themed after the fiends that reside in them. I can totally understand that, but why didn't they make new enemies? Well, I guess since it was an NES game, but still, these guys are so weak by this point, there's absolutely no challenge in fighting them. Like, I don't even know why they're here, they're just there so you can go, oh look, I'm walking along, oh boy, I've been interrupted, it's going to be 12 seconds until I get back to walking. Anyway, Merilith, a little similar to Lich, though she's doing her own thing more so. She's actually resistant to everything, so don't use magic because it won't do all that much. In addition, she also got the spell Death, so she can cast that on you. I don't think she uses it all that much though, so, you know. Oh, and of course I have protection from death, so, you know, it's not going to be a threat to me. Other than that, she is a lot like Lich in that she dies very, very easily. Like, I'm pretty sure it's actually going to take more or less the same amount of time to take her down. She has a decent attack, but, it's not really going to do her much. Oh, she's dead already. Why do I even bother doing anything but just mashing the A button at this point, let's be honest. I do like the Fiend refights because, you know, we're back in time, this is when the Fiends actually started, and this is actually when they're at their full power. The problem is they're just so damn easy. Like, you might think I came here over-leveled, but I've come here at a much lower level before, and you know what? They are still just as easy. No, seriously. You can take them down, maybe not as easily, but, you know, just a few rounds, maybe buff if you so desire. And you know what? You've got the Fiends down. They can't do anything to you, other than maybe get you halfway to death. Well, okay, that's a bit of a lie. There are a few bosses who can do a little more to you than that, but regardless, they are just so weak. So very weak, and, you know, that's kind of spoils it, but hey, you know, at least the dungeon design and music is cool, right? Yeah. Actually, I think that's the biggest part. The ideas in this dungeon are really, really good, it's just this is probably where the Game Boy Advance version is really easy thing comes in, because, let's be honest, it is. Maybe because of the mechanics of the NES version, it would be difficult there, but here, you can just mop the floor with everyone. Like Kraken here. His physical attack does do quite a bit, so you should watch out for that. But, he's a bit more like Lich than Merilith is, in that he actually isn't weak to lightning, but he also doesn't resist it either, so you can also use it. But in addition, he actually gains a new spell. Yeah, he can actually use electricity. I never thought that would happen. A water-based enemy using his own... well, it's not his weakness now, but using what is normally his own weakness against you. Seriously, Kraken, you are truly a brilliant creature. I'm going to compliment you and nobody else because, well, let's be honest, you're the most brilliant one here, and you're a gentleman, and you damn near killed Max after I've been taunting every last fiend about how they can't really kill you. Of course, he didn't kill me here, and, well, I did mention that his physical attack can do some damage to you, but in the end, whatever. Let's move on. So, you don't actually want to go directly to the right yet. That'll bring you to the end of the room, but first you're actually going to want to come down this way. Of course, I don't necessarily need to come down here, and you'll see why right here. Oh, this chest is empty, right? Wonder why that is. Well, you remember how I just sort of got the Masamune out of nowhere? Yeah, this is where you get the Masamune, and trust me, you're going to want to pick it up. I just picked it up early because I hate the fact that you get it and then you only have 2 bosses until you beat the game. I think that's kind of lame, really. I mean, here's this super awesome sword that anyone can use that does that, and you can't use it. Well, other than 2 bosses, but I managed to come in early, pick it up, and, well, now I'm kicking ass with it. Now, I'd also like to bring another thing up. The Fiends can actually be fought an unlimited number of times, because their encounters are actually fixed to a certain location. Tiamat is fixed right here. Now, Tiamat is very, very, very easy. I believe her old weaknesses, such as the whole poison will sweep the floor with her thing, I believe those have actually been removed. You can't instantly kill her. Not quite sure, because I've never tried, but still. In addition to the basic elemental enemy spells that she has, such as Thunderbolt and Ice Storm and stuff like that, she also has the Aura spells. Yes, Aura, not Aga. Apparently she couldn't get the Aga spells. I don't know why. You'd think they'd given them to her because they're actually effective, but here, they don't do anything to me. Tiamat is still not weak to any basic elements, but what's it matter? I mean, I'm still going to wail on her all the same. And you know what? I can just heal everything off immediately. Oh look, Thundara, look at all the damage it doesn't do. It didn't even do 100! Seriously, Tiamat's so weak. But yeah, about the whole fixed location thing, I guess they wanted to do that to discourage you from actually leaving, because then you had to fight these guys again, but that actually kind of worked to my advantage, because I got to come in here, grab the Masamune, and come back and fight them all on camera. And if they had died after one encounter, well, I wouldn't have bothered, because then it would just make everything way too complicated. But in the end, it all works out. Huh, I thought that would kill her. But of course she's not going to live for much longer because she is still very, very easy, especially now that she has spells that hardly do anything to me. Like really, Poison Gas did more, and she had that in her first encounter back at Flying Fortress. Seriously, that is not how you buff a boss. That is actually how you make a boss weaker, because now she has a larger pool of no good moves whatsoever. So hey, she can choose from useless stuff. But, at last, we've actually reached the bottom of the Chaos Shrine. Yeah, that was actually pretty quick, so that's nice. Next time, we enter this door, and then we kick somebody's butt, because we're the Warriors of Light, and that's the thing we do.